channel. This video was supposed to be filmed forever ago, and I'm just now getting around to it because I have been very busy. All my questions are on this piece of paper because I'm using my phone to record this. We're just gonna jump right into these questions. Some of you, I don't think are gonna get the answers that you're exactly looking for in this video, just because I have like individual videos I want to make specifically on some of these questions. So when I don't answer it fully, I'm not trying to like beat around the bush. I just honestly have a different answer that I'd like to give you. The first question on here says, when did you realize you were gay? I fell for my fiance, who I'm currently with. My whole life I was raised in a religion where it is not accepted. And so I don't even know if I really truly allowed myself to even open my mind up to that being an option. So I wouldn't really say there was a moment where I was like, wow, yeah, I'm gay. But once I started dating a woman, I looked back on all my other relationships with men and were like, that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of where that falls into place. And then the next question says, how did you meet your girlfriend? I actually met her, which she's actually my fiance. I actually met her at church. We both served together. So that's where we met. The next question is, how does your church react? I wouldn't say they reacted poorly. It's just person to person, you know. My church as a whole, their values, they do not support it, but we still attend there. I just really love that church, and so does my fiance. So we just can't hold leadership positions, but other than that, people still talk to us there, and we're still going, so can't be so bad. Next question is, does your family accept it? This is a question that I will probably never really get into because this is just really personal, and I don't want to be dragging people in to this, especially on this kind of platform. So I'm not here to be rude, hateful, spiteful in any way. I just will say I have some family that support and some that do not. A majority, I would say, though, do not. And that's that. What scripture have you used to find truth in this lifestyle, and what is the historical context? And then the next question is, if you proclaim full-blown Christianity and being gay, what scripture do you back it with? So these are two questions that kind of go together, and these are the two main questions that I am going to further make a video on just fully on my channel. So I'm not going to go into depth right now because I really want to use that for when I make a video just about that. And I just want to say that, yes, I'm a Christian. And does the Bible align with what I am doing? No. But I do want to say that the Bible doesn't align with what a lot of people are doing. And I'm not saying that then it's okay to sin. I've done some research, and I strongly believe that there is different reasoning behind everything. Also, sorry, my cat. Sorry if you can hear my cat in the background. The original translation says something totally different than what the current translation says. And I've just been doing a lot of research, and I don't fully want to speak on it until I am finished with some other research that I'm doing, because I've been doing it, but I'm still really looking into it in other aspects. I will make a video on it. Don't worry, I will answer those questions. I don't want it to be like, oh, she didn't answer my questions, she ignored them. No, I see them, and I understand the questioning, and I understand where it's coming from. So one of the people that asked this question, I actually gave her some resources to read in the meantime until I really am going to speak about it. It's not really when I'm ready, because I'm ready. It's just I want to feel confident and comfortable in the words that I'm saying when I do make that video. Does that make sense? So the next question is, how happy are you? I'm ecstatic for you. I am so happy. It was a huge burden to carry, to be in hiding. And I will say that coming out has probably been a lot more emotional than I thought. So I wouldn't go back by any means. But I would say, if you're in this situation and you're wanting to come out, just don't rush it. I didn't rush it. I was more than ready to do it, but just be ready for all sorts of reactions. And I got other reactions for other reasons too, which there's a question here that I will answer it about, but just be ready is all I'm gonna say. I'm not saying that to not do it, but really like make sure you are basically tough as steel, because it's not easy. It's not. And that's just how it is right now. Next question is, love your story. Have you dated men? And I think I just answered this in a different question, but yes, that's all I had dated before this. Again, I think it was more so because that's what was placed in my head growing up that I was to do, and that's what I had to do. Who is your biggest supporter? I have quite a few supporters, but one that just really stands out to me the most is my best friend Olive. She is like a sister to me. She is a person that always sets me straight, and if I was in a relationship that I shouldn't have been in, she has always told me, and she has just always loved me and supported me through everything, even when it's hard, and she's always sat me down and told me hard things even when they're hard and I didn't want to hear them. So she has really been my biggest supporter, obviously aside from my fiance Kim. Olive is just, she has really carried me through. How did you come to realize you cared about her more than a friend? So this is an interesting question, because I can remember the exact moment in time that I realized that I cared about her more than a friend. It was this past summer. I had already known her for a year, but this past summer I went back home to visit family, and I was in the hospital because I have kidney stones, and I remember getting out of the hospital and going directly to the airport and getting on a plane and being there. Like, I just really, really missed her. And like, I knew it wasn't like I missed a friend, because I had friends here that, like, of course I missed, but I didn't miss them in that way. So that is kind of when I really knew, like, whoa, something's different here. And so I had kind of had feelings before that, but I kept pushing away, because I was like, no, I can't do this. And then in that moment, I was like, wow, no, this is it. How did you rationalize, and they said lack of better term, with your faith? And again, that also kind of ties in with the other. I wouldn't say I ever rationalized. I still believe exactly the same I believed before in God, but my views on the LGBTQ community have really altered within the past couple years, just being involved in music theater and seeing those people and understanding their hearts and knowing, like, why is it that they can't love someone, and just knowing that our God is a God of love, and I just really truly don't think that he would shame that. Another thing is like, the verses that you read, they're all talking about sex, and they're not talking about intimate relationships. It never says that they can't be in a committed relationship. Okay, so this is the question that everyone wants to know, and it is, does the age gap make it hard? And I'm gonna say, for Kim and I, the age gap, and those of you who don't know, I am 23 and Kim is 47. So there is an age gap, and it's not hard for me, and it's not hard for her. I never notice it. And for my friends, like, she's not immature, and she doesn't act like she's in her 20s, but she also just doesn't act like she's 47. And I don't know how else to put it. And I know for some people it's been very hard to grasp, and really all I can say is you just really need to get to know her. Don't jump to conclusions before you get to know someone. And this goes for anybody. If you know someone that's in a relationship, I know many people, I've met them through this, that have been in a big age gap relationship. But I would just say, really get to know the person that person is with before you really shame that relationship. I wouldn't say the age gap makes it hard, as in like me always thinking, or her always thinking, like, wow, this is weird. We never think that, and really people around us don't think it. And I've asked quite a few people that I'm close to, like, about it, and they're just like, I've never even really noticed it. I even have people say that Kim doesn't even look like she's 47. So there's just things like that. Now I will say, for like generational things, like Social media is big in the world of a young 20-year-old. And in her age range, it's not as big of a deal. So that has brought up some issues just because social media is, and I wouldn't say like about posting, but more about me being on it. But it's not, I wouldn't say it's hard. I think it's hard for other people to grasp, but people say, like, people ask, do you get looks when you're out in public? I don't notice if we do. So that's that. And then the last question is this the happiest you've been in a long time? Yes. And for those of you who do know me, you know my story. And those of you who don't, I'm sure I will really lather and tell my story on here in detail, but I've dealt with depression in huge amounts. And I think the burden of carrying that secret was really weighing. And so I was really struggling, and I've done so much better recently. I would just say that right now I'm dealing with more so just trying to block out what people say that is negative. So anyways, those are all the questions that I answered, and I would like to know what you guys want to see next. I know the video of the stuff that I've done research on and what I believe and what scriptures say what and all that stuff. I know you want that, and it's coming. But like I said, I'm in prayer about that. I want to be very well spoken, and I want to really capture the message that I'm trying to get out there. So in between then, I want to know what you guys want to see. I can do a video with Kim. There's all sorts of things I can do. So you just let me know what you want to see, and I will try to provide that content. So until next time, see you later. So as I was editing this video, I just felt the need to kind of hop on here and say, I kind of just really was set on answering those questions, and I don't feel like I talked enough about my fiance. She's incredible, and she has been so supportive and so loving and so amazing, and just everything that you could ever want. And so I just wanted to give her a big shout out, and I love her to pieces, and I wouldn't be able to do this life without her, and I'm very lucky I found her. But after watching that, I was so hung up on answering all the questions that I just don't feel like I gave her a big enough shout out. So I love you.